Welcome students. Today we are going to verify and know Bernoulli's theorem. So this is the Bernoulli's theorem apparatus by which or by using which we are going to verify Bernoulli's theorem. So Bernoulli's theorem, what is Bernoulli's theorem? Bernoulli's theorem states that for fully developed steady incompressible fluid, the total energy head is going to be constant. That means if we have a flow of fluid in which we have inlet and outlet, then the total head of the flow will be a constant one. The total head is consisting of three components, namely pressure head, velocity head and datum head. All head has same unit as meter. So this is the apparatus and we are going to verify Bernoulli's theorem using this apparatus. So now we should know what are the components and what are the parts of this apparatus. So this is the pump by which we are going to pump this water to the inlet tank. This is inlet tank from which there is a scale. By looking on it we will get the inlet head. There is a scale, you can see it, and there is a pipe also, glass pipe or glass tube in which the water will be pumped and we can get the inlet head. After this we are having discharge flow of different area. There are 4.5 into 4.5 centimeter square area for the first glass tube. Second is 4 into 4 centimeter square area. Third is 3.5 into 3.5 centimeter square area. Fourth one is, the middle one is 3 into 3 centimeter square area. And next we have the same areas as 3.5 into 3.5, 4 into 4, 4.5 into 4.5, all are in centimeter scale. Now after this we have discharge tank in which we have again a scale by which we can get the outlet head. So this is inlet head, this is outlet head. In between them we have different areas so that we can get pressure head directly from the scale. The pressure head is directly calculated by looking onto the scale. So after this outlet head we have a measuring tank. Measuring tank is used to get actual discharge of the flow. Measuring tank is used to get the actual discharge of the flow. Actual discharge, how to get the actual discharge? There is a formula, Q equal to area of this measuring tank into height raised in a given time interval. So how to get the discharge, actual discharge? Q equal to area of this measuring tank into height raised in a given time. So Q equal to A into H by T. So now how to control these two valves? When it is parallel to the pipe, it is open, and when it is perpendicular, that means it is closed. So the parallel direction of this valve represents the flow of the fluid and the perpendicular direction shows it is closed. So if we open the pump, we will get the flow of liquid. So now I am going to open the switch on the pump. We will get the flow of fluid. Now the pump is started and we have the flow of liquid from inlet to outlet. We can see there is water coming out and there will be also water going out as the valves are open. It is in parallel direction, so it is in open state. So before going on the study, we should know how to read this tape. At which time we are going to read this reading or we are going to check the reading. When we have steady value of reading, steady value of reading means the water that will be going up in this glass tube is a fixed one. It is not changing for an interval of at least 5 minutes. When the value, we can see there is water going up in the glass tube. You can see it is going up. When this value will be steady, it will not change. At that time we are going to get the reading. So when it is constant, then we will get the reading. After giving some time to have steady flow rate of the fluid, we can have the reading of inlet tank and outlet tank with this different areas, pressure head or area head. Before going to take the reading, we should know we are neglecting the datum head because the height from the ground of the apparatus is assumed to be same. The datum head is neglected, so we will take only area head, that is pressure head and velocity head. So if we look up to the inlet head, we will have the reading as, we can have 57.6 as the reading of inlet head. We can have a look, it is ahead of 57.5 but below 58, so we can take 57.6. Now it is the inlet head reading. Now if we go to the outlet head, we can have, it is as 56.5, it is 56.5 looking onto the lower meniscus. Lower meniscus have the reading as 56.5. So we can compare the value of inlet and outlet. We conclude that there is a difference in height of the both tubes. Why there is a difference? Because in the flow we have losses. So how to conclude the losses? We can have different areas reading. So if you look 4.5 into 4.5 centimeter square area reading as area head or pressure head, we have 47.4. 47.4 is the reading of 4.5 into 4.5 scale. So after this we have 4 into 4 centimeter square area glass tube. It has the reading of 47 or 46.47 as the reading. So the first one is 47.4, the second one is 47 and the third tube is 3.5 into 3.5. It has the reading of 46.8. We can have a look, this is 46.8. Now further the central tube, that is 3 into 3 centimeter square area, we have the reading as 46.3. 46.3 is the reading of central tube. Again we have 3.5 into 3.5 area, we can have the reading as 46.8. The second last pipe, which is of area 4 into 5, 4 into 4, it is having a head of 46.9. Now further the last tube, that is 4.5 into 4.5, we have the reading as 47. It is little bit higher than the last one, that is 47. So this is the area head reading. Now if you are going to read the discharge, for that we have to take the height range in a given time. So if you close this valve, if you close this valve and putting it in the perpendicular direction, we will have some height using a stopwatch within a time interval. So this is now this is having no height here. If we close it, before going to that, we should have a stopwatch. So this is the stopwatch. I am closing this bulb. We will have the height raised in a given time. So time has been started. We have to observe how much height it is going to raise. Has been started. We will take the height raise within a time interval. So we can see the time has been passed 9 seconds, but still there is no rise. So now the stopwatch has been started and we can see the height raised is 15. Now it is reading towards 16. We will take the height as 18 and the time is going to be taken. So the height raised is now 17 and the time is 34. Now 18 is the height and the time is this one. So now we will open this. 40 seconds, the height raised was 18 centimeters. So this is the reading. The height raised was 18 centimeters in time 40 seconds. So 40 seconds, in 40 seconds we have the height raised as 18 centimeter. Now we will use the calculation and we will verify the Bernoulli theorem. So now we are going to calculate the readings of the experimental that we have conducted now. So the area of measuring tank was 43 into 43 in centimeter. So the total area is 1849 centimeter square. Height raised in measuring tank was 18 centimeter in the time 40 second. So the discharge that is represented by Q is area into height raised in the time t. So putting the values A1849, height 18 centimeter and time, we will get 832.05 centimeter cube per second. So since we know discharge equal to area into velocity, so velocity can be calculated by dividing area with respect to discharge. V1 equal to Q by A1. So Q equal to 832.05. A1, A2, A3 and 4 are written here. So we can use this value to calculate V1, V2 and V3. So V1 is calculated as 41.08, V2 is calculated as 52.00, V3 is calculated as 67.922, V4 is calculated as 92.45 centimeter per second. So these are the data of velocity using the values. So now we are going to have observation table. So this is the observation table that we have maintained or we have recorded. So we are having 7 different tubes. The areas of the 7 different tubes have been written in the second column in centimeter square per centimeter square. 4.5 into 4.5, 4 into 4, 3.5 into 3.5, 3 into 3, 3.5 into 3.5, 4 into 4, 4.5 into 4.5. So the discharge is same for all tube, 832.05, that is written in centimeter cube per second. Velocity that we have calculated in the last recently, so we have maintained this. Now velocity head is nothing but v square by 2g. It is calculated as v square by 2g. Now g is written as 980 centimeter per second square. Putting that value, we will get velocity head as this one. Now the pressure head that we have maintained or recorded during the experiment was written here. The first one was 47.4 and hence. So now if we are totaling or we are adding these two values, velocity head and pressure head, we will get total head. So datum head was neglected. We can have the total head as 48.261, 48.479, 49.15, 50.45, 48.95, 48.279, 47.861. So this is the readings of total head. So we can see the total head is in between 48 and 50. Only one has crossed 50. This is the reason why it is crossed 50. Why there is very less deviation. Because in the apparatus, if we have some leakage or losses, the total head is, we can conclude the total head is 48 point something, as we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 48 readings. So it verifies the Bernoulli's theorem that the total head during different areas is same. So this is the apparatus, this was the experiment. Thank you for watching.